What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the No Namers Podcast. I don't even know what this...
It's 29th?
20, 30, 50, I don't know. This is Nestor.
Juan.
Adrian.
And Arthur.
And this is the No Namers Podcast. Hopefully, if you guys found us on Podcast Land, go ahead and listen to all of our other episodes. If you guys are, I was going to say seasoned, but podcast regulars, then welcome back. Hopefully this one tickles your fancy.
Tickles your pickle.
Tickles your... Agent will tickle your pickle, but...
Wrong.
But,
hey, the last episode, we didn't give a review then, huh?
Yeah, we did. We did, We didn't say what we were going to review?
Yeah, we didn't say what we were going to review.
That's fine. I think this whole episode's going to be like a one big review regardless.
Okay, so we'll just put up a message of...
Hey, guys, we're reviewing...
The Chappelle Show.
Way to ruin the surprise, dog.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean...
I'm sure you will edit that, dog.
No, late night the other day on, I think, Comedy Central, they were just running Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
They still run that, they still run that shit to the ground.
Is
it a Friday night or Saturday night?
Oh, is it Friday and Saturday nights? Do they show
I'm
those?
asking you, I don't know.
Saturday.
I don't know.
It was just a lonely Saturday.
Saturday night? That makes sense.
It was suicidal Saturday.
Okay.
Oh, you're trying to make fun of me? I thought you were being serious. I thought they were actually showing
No, I'm
Friday,
being
Saturday.
serious.
Oh.
I think they just show them throughout the week.
Yeah, well,
Comedy Central does.
I don't know, but I haven't
It has to be syndicated by Comedy Central, right?
Yes,
No.
theirs.
Who else shows Chappelle Show?
Nobody
Else. They haven't syndicated.
Oh, they haven't syndicated?
You have to have 100 episodes to get syndicated.
No, I thought I saw it on channel...
Do you need 100 episodes to get syndicated?
Well,
Wasn't it
that's
on
really
My
when you get
TV?
syndicated.
I think I've seen it on My TV, or I've seen it somewhere else. Or it threw
Really?
me off.
Really? Like
Yeah.
Channel 13 or?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Maybe. No, yeah, they don't show it there.
Nah.
I would double check that later. But
If not, FXX or any of those channels would have bought it.
Yeah.
They bought
somebody
The Simpsons
has-
for $1 billion
Somebody has
to be
the
able to
rights
rerun The Simpsons from season 1.
Yeah,
That's dope.
Billion? 1 billion?
Yeah, it's $1 billion.
It's The Simpsons, though?
I haven't
But the
seen
early
it.
Simpsons.
You gotta remember how that FXX is like a new network of comedy. Like that to get that's a big get.
Especially because it's early Simpsons, though.
It's
Yeah.
from season 1. It's from the beginning all the
That's
way.
good. That's vintage, though.
The Treehouse of
Get
Horror.
it.
Well, what we were trying to get is that I watched the Chappelle Show, and I hadn't sat down and watched them. I own all the seasons and stuff, but I haven't sat down and watched them. And it was making me laugh the first time I ever watched them. So I'm like,
It's been a
goddamn,
while for
yeah. Well, I mean, maybe this is freely saying, but the Chappelle Show was big for me, and I think everybody of my age, it was like a cornerstone of who we were at that age and what we watched. And I think when we reminisce and look back to our high school days, what else can you say, media-wise, that came out
That was bigger?
than the Chappelle Show?
It's a cornerstone.
Yeah,
Of who we were. I think
that's-
it was
It was a
major
cornerstone
part.
of who I was.
Oh,
It was a
wow.
major part of media itself. I think it was a huge show.
You acting like everybody wasn't going around saying I'm Rick James, bitch. Like everybody.
Yeah, but it's not a cornerstone
Teachers
of
said
me,
shit, that
though.
shit.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
but
I'm sorry.
No, that's just what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to...
Because American Idol
Shit on you, I
in
think.
that same category would be the same thing, right?
Well, I don't,
Nah.
not for me.
No, but
American
No,
Idol
but yeah, for some people, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be them because
But
there was
American
some
Idol started in
Idol
middle
fanatics.
school.
Did it?
Chappelle Show started
Yeah,
till
yeah.
high school.
No, Chappelle Show was on during middle school.
Yeah.
It
was on during middle school.
in the end of middle school. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
the
eighth grade.
cornerstone for me.
No, I
is
was gonna
Family
say
Guy.
it was
For me, it was 8th grade because I remember we would talk about it
Yeah.
on the bus.
season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's only 2, so it was 8th grade, then freshman year. Those are the 2 years that it ran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Very
it was-
important
it's
age.
funny.
And a male growing up.
I think
It's like
any age.
nah.
I mean, any.
But I don't know. The age I was, it was very
It was different.
influential. It was that's how I started talking.
Well, yeah, because you were what, 13 and
It
14.
grabbed me, and I was like, "Fuck, this is awesome."
That's the beginning of teenagehood.
Yeah, I mean,
Just finally got hair on his peaches.
Yeah, it's an influential time because it's during the transition from middle school to high school, which is like when you're an adolescent. That's like I'm a big kid now, like a real one. Like I'm not just.
Well, I think you're just trying to find something. You're trying to find yourself. Like what are you or whatever. And I think, I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, the Chappelle Show was something I could latch on, and I was like, "This is the shit."
I think everyone likes them though.
I don't think everyone.
Nah.
No, I honestly didn't.
That's why
like
it's not a
them.
cornerstone for everybody.
No.
I think so.
I liked the show a lot.
Yeah,
It just wasn't the.
People liked it. Like they liked it a lot and stuff, but I don't think everybody latched onto it. Like this is like the be all end all.
Yeah.
Maybe with your
It's
friends
not,
because they're
it's not like
you,
the
but-
Monty Python of its generation.
Yes, it is. What else is
You
it?
can make that argument.
Yeah, I think you could make the
It's okay.
argument.
It's the Monty Python of the 90s and the 2000s.
I think it's 2000.
The 2000s.
Nah.
Yeah, they were-
The Chappelle Show is better than fucking...
It didn't happen during the 90s though.
Well,
No, it didn't happen during the 90s.
90s
But you
kids,
can't-
it can be that though. For 90s kids.
Okay, for 90s kids, but
Oh,
even
yeah.
of the 90s, because he brings up Monty Python of a group of people or a skit, it's better than Living Color. It's better, I mean,
It
it's,
ain't better than Martin though.
That show's fucking hilarious.
but Martin is not the same. It's not a sketch
Oh,
show.
I guess yeah.
Living Color is funny though.
Living
dog.
Color is good.
Jim Carrey was hilarious on that show, though.
Yeah, but it's
That
not
show in
Chappelle
general
Show.
was
In
hilarious.
general, it had a lot of funny people on it.
Sure,
So
I would say that, but
it's tough. Like
because I mean,
it
you're
may be
trying
a
to make
little
the
dated due to the fact that it was older, but it still holds
But
up.
I think it's the same type. Because I don't really think you say one's better than the other because again, these shows.
It all
No,
depends
because
on-
these shows,
I can.
these shows are relative to the periods that they're
Exactly.
No, I'll say it's better.
out. No,
I can't.
it can't.
Okay, I guess
you're
you could-
comparing apples and
yeah.
oranges, dog. But
Because, okay, 10 years from now, if you could go to a random person and if you go, and if you say, I'm Rick James, bitch, don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
of your age group.
Not
Right now,
necessarily, no.
If you tell,
a lot of
just
a
so
lot
knows.
of kids probably don't know
No, the
fucking who
difference
Dave
between
Chappelle is.
they do. The difference between me and my sister is 10 years, and she knows.
Because she's around you.
But it doesn't
And you both
matter.
have
Okay,
a privy to that kind of shit.
but okay, somebody that wouldn't know. If you say it, they know what you're talking about.
They have a feeling.
But
They
if
have
you
a general understanding of what you're
and
talking
what's
about,
the Jim Carrey one, the firefighter
it
bill?
might not necessarily be.
If you do firefighter bill, they won't understand what the fuck you're doing.
They
It's
might not
fucking
necessarily get I'm Rick James bitch because of the Chappelle Show directly,
Uh-huh.
but it can be a reference that was used in another show.
But yeah,
Because,
because
yeah.
everybody used that reference because of Dave Chappelle. Like, he made the mark, but...
Because, like you said, he
What other
became
show
pop
did
culture. He became pop.
What
but,
other show did that?
But there's movies that rip shit like, "Oh, I'm Rick James, bitch," or
Like
there's
which
shit
one?
that I can remember right now off the top of my head. I can't remember
Exactly, 'cause
But there's
it's-
references.
There's references.
Well,
right?
well, he referenced stuff, and other people reference him. Like, did he become
Yeah,
a part of
but
the quilt? But see, I'm just trying to say you knocked down Chappelle Show that it's not.
I'm not knocking it
You
down.
said, "Oh, it's no Monty Python," and I'm like, I think it is. That's
No, I
all I'm
agree. It's
like.
our Monty
Python.
Python.
I've never seen Monty
But the people that watch Monty
Monty
Python, they fucking love it. And there's people my age that still love it, and that's a long
Well,
time.
I like Monty Python.
Yeah,
I always thought that was a movie.
Well, it was a skit comedy show.
The Holy Grail is the movie.
The Holy Grail.
are you
They
trying
have
to
a couple.
explain what Monty
the
Python
Holy
is to
Grail.
Adrian?
Well, the Holy Grail is
My favorite part of that
I'm an
is
academic.
when
I'm not an
there's
artist.
people dying in the streets, and then they see the two guys walking. Is the king, and then he goes, "How do you know? He's not covered in shit."
Yeah. Oh, Holy Grail is funny.
Yeah,
But I think it just depends
The
if you
Life of
grow
Pi
up.
is also good.
I think it just depends if you grow up with someone that watches that shit. Because there are some kids now that don't know who Dave Chappelle is.
Yeah, younger. Like
I think with reruns and everything, dude. I don't. There's kids who know what the fuck Martin is. Martin is a thing.
There's some
Nick
kids,
at Night.
Some
Well,
kids,
not
yeah.
well. I mean, you grew up with in the '90s. You knew what Bill Cosby, and Bill Cosby wasn't running while you were running.
Yeah.
Or, you know,
I knew
you knew
Happy
all the shit that
Days,
Nick and Night. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
There's kids that
And there's still
know Bill Cosby.
that's still who know who that is. You know what I mean?
Fresh
Like,
Prince of
and I
Bel-Air.
feel like Chappelle Show is such a staple of
Kids
the
should know who it is
2000s.
because it's so good.
Not
I
just
don't think
know
all
it
of
was
them
so
know.
good, but I think it'll stand the test of time as far as kid shows. Ain't nobody.
Well,
had-
yeah, no, Dave
It's not a
Chappelle
kid
is
show, but
it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
a kid
it's
show.
gonna
I didn't say. I said a skit show.
Oh,
Oh,
skit
skit
show, yeah.
show.
you think so? But it's a lot.
It's
of
because Dave
references to the
Chappelle's
pop
funny
culture.
in general.
Huh?
It's because it didn't jump to show.
You
Yeah.
think
It's
so?
two.
Because
Great seasons. Because no one really likes the third one.
Well,
The third one's
it
not
was
really
random.
the Chappelle Show. That's That's
It's
just
because you kind of
skits.
knew that Chappelle left the show, but those would have made me laugh. Like
Nah,
it's
those-
not
it's
the
not the
Chappelle
Chappelle Show.
dog.
It's not the charm of the Chappelle Show.
well,
There's
because
not like,
Chappelle was I think the cornerstone of the actual show. Like
Wants his show, yeah.
it's his show. He
But-
made it.
But
Well, I
I
mean-
don't think those skits were up to par of the previous
Of the
Chappelle
previous
shows.
ones?
Yeah.
But that's you can make the argument with anything like that, because even you see like Arrested Development season 1, oh everybody says it's great, and then you
Really?
keep going. Yeah, but people who watched all 3 seasons at once were like, oh, that's way better than anything that's new that came out. But like if you watched it currently, you're like, oh, they're kind of messing up. Because I remember talking to some of my friends, and they thought that it was getting crazier and crazier. Yes,
No,
dog.
I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Yeah, they said it kept getting crazier and crazier.
Well, it's usually season what I'm saying. Usually season 1's a miss. They're trying to find their voice, and then season
Not
2 is where they
necessarily.
click.
Arrested Development clips right off the bat.
Good right away.
Well, I mean, Arrested Development is not
like
every
season
show.
1.
no.
I know, but
But
what
I
I'm saying,
understand what he's saying. That does tend to happen with a lot of shows. Just for-
even Always Sunny, perfect example of Always Sunny.
that shit's good off the bat.
It's good off the bat, but the thing is people start saying, oh, I remember even talking to friends. When season 4 came out, they're like, oh, it wasn't as good as 3. And then season 5, oh, it wasn't as good as 4.
But don't you think that's because they live in a world of
but doesn't-
Netflix where they watch seasons in
But doesn't
total
that
instead
support?
of
Wait.
catching it all in?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
no,
making the
that's a point.
argument.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that makes
Coming
you- that's the point. But I've heard people that some of the later episodes are funnier than some of the earlier
Well,
ones.
actually, yeah.
The new fucking season
The
is
new
fire,
season,
dog.
the new season's hilarious, and I finally
What
watched
the
it.
fuck are we talking about, dog? Are we talking Always Sunny, Arrested Development, or are we talking about the show?
Everything,
I
We're
don't even
talking
know what
about
we're talking about.
shows in general.
Oh, okay. No, I thought this was reviewing the special, but all right.
Oh, okay,
keep going.
fine. Let's just keep reviewing the Chappelle Show.
No, just because I'm kind of like trying to follow what we're talking about.
Shows, don't you not pay attention to the conversation or what?
Well, no, because it's
If we threw you off, it's cool, dog. We'll go back to the Chappelle Show.
no. I'm trying to see what your point was. Where,
Because I just got his argument is that he's saying that there are some shows that the earlier work is better than the later work.
but that's because
And
you're seeing it as a body of work and not as it's coming out an
No,
episode
but I think
per
that's
episode
why
basis.
he gave the.
That's why I'm saying
He
that
gave
you
the
guys
argument
think that the third
season-
season wasn't as great as the first 2. But if you would have continued,
Nah.
maybe season 3 would have grown on
because
you.
that's not the Chappelle Show.
But the clips that we just watched
Well, okay,
were from season 3, and
no,
we
watched
just laughed.
a clip from a season 3.
But the season clip 3, the clip from season 3, if you noticed, we didn't laugh as hard as the other ones. It wasn't nowhere near the other ones, dog.
But that's not the Chappelle Show. The clips are not Chappelle Show. Like him saying it up, him talking.
Yeah,
They're going
definitely. I do agree
that's
that
the
that
Chappelle
was the
Show.
Chappelle
When he
Show.
doesn't set it up, when he doesn't do a bit or like say anything,
But I think he does.
that's
set up
not the
clip.
Chappelle Show. Huh?
No, it's because remember Charlie Murphy and
He didn't set up the clips for season 3.
yeah, the guy that
he
plays
didn't do any of that.
because he had already left the show, and they had these remaining clips. So they said, you know what, we could.
They
we
had
could show
shot
the clip.
skits, and he came back and shot skits, but that's just because he was obligated to it. I don't. He didn't do any of the stuff on like when he would go out, explain. He didn't do the crowd work, where he would like show the clips. And
I thought he did do the crowd work for that.
He
clip.
left.
No, he didn't.
Remember,
No.
he left.
Charles
He didn't do
Murphy.
any of the.
He didn't do
season
any
3.
of the crowd work.
He didn't do anything for season 3. He was completely out.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he was finding himself. Yes, it happened when he was finding himself, and they still
I know
had,
he was finding something.
They had residual skits. That's why the third season only went like 2 episodes.
I think on the last episode
They
of
called
this
it the missing
podcast,
episodes.
the what?
Didn't they call it like the missing clips or
No.
something like that?
Oh, season 3.
The season 3, the Chappelle's missing episodes.
Not missing episodes. It was called like the
I'm still trying to talk like
Extras.
What? Know what you're talking about? See the season 3?
season 3. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was just called the Chappelle Show.
but it wasn't a season. It wasn't a full season.
No.
It was like 6 episodes.
No,
No,
no, it wasn't.
This,
I don't remember.
It was a few episodes.
It was like 3 at max.
I don't know. Season 3 to me wasn't
Well,
like I don't even count
like-
that in a canon of Chappelle Show because that's not. To me, I feel like those are skits, but they're like that's not the Chappelle Show.
Okay.
It's still watchable. It's so good.
No, it's still there. Honestly, if he kept going, it would still be good. I mean, because you could say that you like skit people jump the shark, but it's like SNL's still going, and there's a lot of hit and miss. And I'm pretty sure if the Chappelle Show kept going, it wasn't going to be like the steady. Because there's not a bad episode of the Chappelle Show. I can't name one. I can't name like, oh, that's a bad, like that's
Within season 1 and 2, right?
Yeah, but like a lot of, you know, like what we reviewed Wilfred in the Australian, there's just series. In a lot of other countries, they just do 8 episodes and it's an arc, and they just stop because it's like, why keep going just for money when you did something that's already really good, and there's no reason to keep going.
That's why America's number 1. Dude.
Well, no, because in America they just kind of try to bleed.
They're trying to make a profit. I mean, that's what it is.
Well, they see something that's popular and they just keep going for it.
And why do they do that? For profit.
This isn't gonna work.
It was working fine, too. You're the one that's...
What am I doing?
Cool, dog. You're the one talking about the Chappelle Show. Let's keep talking about the Chappelle Show. What happened? Why did you stop talking?
Well, because I don't know.
You ran out of shit to say, or what?
No, I mean, I was gonna start asking people what their favorite. What's your favorite stuff? But everybody's kind of like down. So I feel
Well, it's
like,
not that we're down. It's we're waiting for the question. You could have easily just asked it, and we would have.
I don't know, man. You look sleepy.
We have to do it today. I mean, there's no way around it.
I'm not the one derailing it, dog. That's all I can say. You've derailed it twice.
So, what's your favorite episode of the Chappelle Show, or your favorite skit?
The favorite sketch, I think my favorite was the one where the Waldo. No, the one where they're doing the hamburger, where he gets a job.
Whack Arnold.
Whack Arnold.
Calvin got a job.
That's great. Let's go rob this guy.
Oh yeah, then it's
and then it's just his life just is shitty because he still works
And
at
then you
like
smell like
McDonald's.
French fries.
And it's like, oh, there's no burgers for you.
Calvin got that shit on lock. You want some Whack Arnold? You gotta go through Calvin.
Do you ever wonder if that's like realistic that the McDonald's workers actually go through that?
Oh, hopefully not.
There's some delusional cat like that, dog. I don't know. Maybe there's some fucking delusional cats out there, but
I know some people like that worked at McDonald's.
but yeah, like
he's he's been our boss too. Yeah. I think he's your current boss right now, dog. I remember when he used to work there, dog. That fool's like, I run this bitch.
But
no pies for you, motherfucker.
The one that made that same episode is when he's like, you fucking OJ.
Oh yeah, the guy kind of did look like OJ.
In that skit,
when that was the glove, no, like I had dreads and shit. He's like, you fucking that
dreads, get a fro.
In that skit, when he's like, the McRib is back, bitch. Guess I'm not getting one. That to me always made me laugh.
And Moore's Miss whatever. She died because of all that wacko.
Yeah, oh, dude.
The holla guy's in that one too, right?
Oh yeah, holla.
That guy's funny, dude.
That guy just looks funny, dude.
Yeah, he presents himself pretty funny.
But that is a funny skit.
Yeah.
Whack Arnold is trying to help.
What was your favorite one?
My favorite skit? I don't know, though. There's a lot, but because when I remember when I think about the Chappelle Show, like I don't always think of whole skits. I think of the
time frame,
like funny one-liners or funny
I
situations,
guess.
like because I don't know, like Nestor said, there's not a bad moment in like the first 2 seasons. Like
there's a lot of one-liners.
There's one-liners. There's just situations that are funny. There's stuff that is like silly.
Dude, I remember everybody was quoting the Little John one.
Oh, because those were funny.
The Little John ones were always the ones
that's
that people
where Little John was like the biggest artist.
He's like, no. He would go, what?
Little John wasn't an art. Like he was a fucking nobody. Dave Chappelle made him the biggest artist.
No, he already had one of those. Everybody was doing the
right, but he wasn't like a household name. Like he didn't even like that. Yeah,
yeah.
You know, or whatever. What is it?
Well, yeah.
What? That's
Yeah.
all Chappelle. Like, and then Lil Jon embraced it. Like, he's like, all right,
What was
fuck
he
it.
gonna
then.
No.
he
Little
was
Jon
doing that
was
before
that-
Chappelle.
Yeah, Little Jon
Because
had that the whole what yeah.
He just emphasized it, and everybody like, "That's fucking funny."
In the
because
music.
it's true as fuck.
It's like if you would take Waka Flocka and then just go like flex, bow, 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 bow.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't do
'Cause-
that in every song.
No, but that's what Little Jon did.
That's the equivalent.
It's the equivalent of
Really?
with
He did it, but like, he became.
Snap Your Fingers, all that stuff came out before that skit. That's why it was.
Snap Your Fingers came out. What came out before is the Crunk Juice album came out before this. Is where he got it from.
Yeah.
From 369 because he talks about skeet skeet. He's like, I would never imagine someone would say that shit.
Yeah,
and that
exactly.
shit because it came out before.
White people.
Now white people are saying skeet skeet,
And they're like,
they don't know what it is. Yeah. That's what I remember.
But he was somebody. He wasn't.
He was somebody, and people knew the skeet skeet skeet.
That should just.
Well,
Well, I
that
wasn't
shit
saying he was a
elevated.
nobody, but I'm just saying he almost became a parody of himself afterwards.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he. That's what he had to stick by. That's
Yeah.
what people know him as, and that's what they like.
That's all they knew him by. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Cause that Crunk Juice album, if you listen to, he says what, yeah, on like that whole album.
Yeah.
You
Well,
hear that
and
shit
then-
throughout the whole fucking
And
album.
even with the Yin Yang Twins, they embraced it too. With
Yeah.
ha.
But that was always their thing.
That was their thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
It's just the thing he did was like, hey, pay attention, people.
Pay attention.
This is fucking funny, dog. And
Like,
then he
how
just
would
put
he-
it in a funny setting where like,
exactly. Like he was in the doctor.
if that was him in real life.
Yeah.
Nah, but even Lil Jon now tries to do with Chappelle where he would stop and try to sound super smart.
Oh.
Like,
In
now
interviews?
Lil Jon even does that
Oh,
now.
I haven't
in
seen
interviews.
Lil Jon became a parody of himself. Like, now he
That's
does
irrelevant.
exactly what...
That's fine.
Fuck is he relevant from? What's
He's
the
trying to
last...
stay. That's
Well,
what
he
I'm saying.
tried to stay. That shit's
Shots?
long and gone.
Shots wasn't that long ago, right?
Shots was fucking years ago, bro. It was like 3 years ago.
LMFAO.
That's
That
how
was 3 years.
Three
Three
years
and a half of years ago, yeah.
2
The
years.
user blending for you, dog.
Fuck, dude, that's
You're-
fast.
You're old,
Yeah, that's
dog.
what I was like, dude, shotguns.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
The most relevant
in my
thing-
head, that song's no more
The
than
most
2 years old.
But that
relevant
song
thing
had-
that Little John has done as of lately is that one stupid song that comes out during his that commercial he does with Steve Aoki and Michael Phelps. What's that song called?
Oh yeah.
Which one?
I don't know, but that's
Yeah,
that's the most relevant he's been, which is pretty much nothing. Pretty much, it's just right. He's nobody now.
So you just remember one line? Is there a skit that stands out to you?
There's tons, though. Honestly,
I think my favorite. I mean, not to skip over one, but I
No,
think
go ahead.
right now it's fresh in my mind. I think it's the first episode, the pilot, when where they're in the they're
When
in
the bitches
copy,
titty pops
no, when they're in the copy machine with
which one?
with the black lady, the Puerto Rican.
I'm the manager, B.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Dude, you don't remember? That's one of his.
My
best-
ass is itchy, and I took a shot.
Oh yeah,
and I
yeah.
still say that shit on on the daily.
My favorite is his
You're
whole
done,
new song.
dog.
The Puerto Rican guy.
I fucking love when he's like, I want to see my. I'm the manager, B.
He goes like, you went to grade school, you don't gotta take these people's shit. And I bet you there's like fucking people that are actually like that out there.
I remember after that episode, fools were just like, well, me and my friends, I don't know about people, but me and my friends were like, they say something like, I'm the manager, B, dog, and we would just bust
You
up.
done, B.
Was that the same?
The same guy from Half Baked.
No, I know that first episode, is that the one with Clay Bigsby
Mhm.
and
That's the pilot.
and Tyrone, right? Or was Tyrone getting rehab on the next one?
No, I
Tyrone?
think Tyrone is second
The second
episode.
Oh, okay.
I
The
think-
Bigsby one's fucking hilarious
Which
too.
was the
dog.
Bixby one?
Where he's a blind racist.
Oh,
blind
yeah.
race.
You got a
that
lot.
was the pilot.
That's the pilot.
Yeah.
You got a lot.
Dude,
of flack
that's
for that.
legit. I did not know that.
If that's your pilot, you're fucking starting pretty strong.
Well, he took a risk. Dog. He's like, either people fuck with us or they don't.
Yeah, there you go.
He divorced his wife. Oh, dude.
That
was the
kid is
first
fucking
yeah.
hilarious. dog.
do you guys-
Just because that guy.
They dance with the best dancers.
Get him! Get him!
There's one around here. Let's get him.
Oh, dude.
Do you guys think that people going into that show were expecting that sort of like skits,
No, I
or
don't
that
think-
people just went in
Yes, if you know his stand up, yes.
there? You think so?
Yeah, his stand up is basically on race.
I think the normal, like, not normal, what is it? middle of the mall people, which is pretty much a lot of people. I don't think they expect.
Well, we were
anything.
kids, so we would be middle of the mall people.
Sort of.
But like the people, like he says, that were fans of him from before, they probably did expect it. But like, because the thing about it,
what you're saying is Middle America wasn't ready for that shit.
I'm not saying they weren't ready. I just they just didn't.
They
know.
didn't expect it.
They didn't know what this was. They probably didn't know who the cat was.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, but
Nobody expected what he was.
Most people were like, "This is the cat, the Con Air cat." So.
No,
yeah.
nobody was expecting what he was doing because nobody had done it before. Everybody's doing it now. Everybody like is doing exactly the same what he's trying to do.
It's a winning formula, dude.
I mean, couldn't you say that the people that were doing that racist stuff, well,
It's not racist.
the racial stuff, is living in color?
Yeah,
That they started that
living
stuff.
color.
I've never seen Living Color, or I don't remember.
No.
The Wayans, that's the kind of stuff they
brothers.
do.
Well, no, that's not what the Chappelle Show was.
Mm.
To be honest, when cable television was saying the shit he was saying and doing what it was doing, Living Color's been dead, bro. And Living Color didn't do that.
No, I understand.
Living Color's most popular episode and like their biggest skit is Jim Carrey as the firefighter Bill, and he just does faces.
Nah, the ballerina also.
Okay, Jim Carrey again.
Yeah.
What else was social commentary or like people
Jamie
coming on?
Foxx.
The Jamie Foxx show?
No,
Oh,
Jamie
Jamie
Foxx
Foxx
was
Yeah,
on
the
there.
Living Color.
Yeah, and he had a lot of funny characters.
Right, but it's not. Well, I don't know. I thought what you were trying to say is that influenced the Chappelle Show, or like that is the Chappelle Show.
No,
I don't feel
I'm
like-
just saying.
I feel like he was outside the box.
No, I can
honestly-
understand. I can understand what Nestor's saying. It has been
Nobody
done
was
before. There has been sketch comedy shows
Well,
based on one person.
anything anybody is gonna do,
Like what,
anything
what
you
was
do
the-
has been done.
Yeah.
But what he was doing, nobody had done it before.
What I think you're trying to say is
The
that
voice he was speaking from, like where he was coming from,
Yeah.
nobody had done it before.
I thought you were trying to say that like the reason he was so his show spurred on like the Mind of Mencia and
Mind
the
of
Naked
Mencia was
Trucker.
shit, dog.
I know, but they were trying to catch fire like the Dave Chappelle caught
They
fire
were trying
because
to catch the edge.
Now, Comedy Central was trying to fill those voids that he left,
there was this new type of show.
Which is edge.
but they tried to.
You get the comedian.
Well, they
you
could-
ask him
well-
to make sketch comedy of it, and there was Mr. Show, but it wasn't.
Carlos Mencia show was a skit show?
Yeah, Carlos Mencia's show.
Mind
was
of
a
Mencia?
sketch show.
The
Mind
thing-
of Mencia.
They got stand-ups that were similar to his stand-ups, thinking that they would find his same voice, and they'd go after an ethnicity.
But you don't
And
think
they-
Mr. Show
And
did that?
They had it.
The show with
They had it for a season. With
But those
Mencia.
guys are alternative they're alternative comics.
Well,
They-
Dave Chappelle was an alternative comic.
I
Yeah,
think he's skewed about what alternative, and he's a traditional comic, really. Like a touring comic. He's not from the UCB or nothing.
well, UCP doesn't necessarily make you an
Well,
alternative
Well,
comic.
explain
That's
what
exactly what UCB
explain
is.
what art,
No, it
art
doesn't.
and whatever. Explain what traditional comedy is and alternative comedy is.
Well, there's just touring comics where they start like UCB is alternative. There's like they're dudes that do more of
Like puppets? Or
not puppets. They do more of
Skits?
not skits, but it's more of like what theater people do, where it's like give and return or
Improv.
play with the audience and
Improv.
improv. While other guys are set material, written material that they go out there and they test and then they come back and write it. It's more of like written and performed, and like that's what Chappelle was.
Well, Mr. Show and like Human Giant, they're just because they're from
Well-
UCB doesn't mean it wasn't written.
I understand what you're saying, but they're I don't think. I think David Cross and I think Arnett are. They're not. I don't think it's the same voice. I think their voice is a lot.
Well, it was
It's
different. It
it's
was outside
different.
the box.
It's outside the box, and their alternative comics. I
that's
think
what they're
Mr.
charging
Show. I think is more of like Tim and Eric stuff. It's more of Eric and Andre. It's more stuff that Cartoon Network is doing now. I think that's what that influenced. I don't think the Chappelle Show came from that. I think
Yeah, I know, but the setup was you get the funny people
right,
to introduce skits.
right.
That was Mr. Show. And I don't know if Dave Chappelle was influenced or anything, but I do think that Dave Chappelle, when he entered Comedy Central, he was so freaking popular that they really jumped on
Chappelle,
the Mind of Mencia.
Nobody knew what the
Chappelle Show
fuck
made
Chappelle
Chappelle.
Show.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm
No, but
saying.
he wasn't popular before
He wasn't
that.
popular.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, though.
Oh, I thought you said like he was the shit.
No,
And
no.
that's why they gave him a show.
No.
I'm like he became
No,
the shit
because of his popularity on the show. Because what
Uh-huh.
he became, they literally Comedy Central went out and said, "Okay, maybe this is the formula that we could fit," but nobody could copy Dave Chappelle's formula.
But they've been trying to copy it ever since.
They've been trying, and they've been failing.
The Crow Show's alright. It's not. I mean,
The
it's
Crow
not-
Show is not supposed to be the Chappelle Show.
No, the Crow Show is
It's
because
comedy, I guess.
like the introducing factor, the whole
You're saying the formula of the show,
yeah,
not the essence of it, right?
not the essence.
I can see they've been using the formula, but the essence isn't there. They're
The
not gonna
essence
find
I
isn't
it.
mean,
because
like,
Chappelle's
obviously
not.
the dudes that try to copy it the hardest, and it was just because the Chappelle Show, Manny Macia was,
and
obviously,
it
it
worked
was
for
like,
one season, but then he got exposed.
You got exposed.
the reason the Mancia show was, it's just, he was
I
not,
didn't even think that show was funny.
no,
A lot of people liked it.
like, he tried to push the boundaries where it was like,
It's too much. Or...
no, it was,
Mainstream liked it though.
Mainstream
For
did
that,
like
for
it.
that season.
really, I felt like people were just like, well, fuck it, like, this will work,
If we
there's
can't
no
get
Chappelle
Chappelle,
show, we'll get this. Honestly, like you said, you can't name a Mancia, like, skit that we're like,
Oh, we're not fans. It's a
We're not
thing.
fans.
Yeah, but you watched it, and if it worked at season 1,
Oh.
it was a fun. We watched it. We watched
Yeah,
season
we
1,
watched
but
it,
there's,
watched it.
you know what? When I could still name, probably from each episode, I could name a skit, but I can't name a skit from the Mancia show. It's just
But I think
It-
that
it
does have
didn't-
to go with the fact that you didn't like it.
no. Even then, I
Why?
just thought it wasn't funny.
That's funny. Or just wasn't
But that's
funny
why it's
at
not
all?
memorable, because if you don't think it's funny,
No,
you're
that's
not
just
gonna
because
remember it.
I don't think it was good. I just
No,
think,
I know that's what I'm
That's
trying
the-
to say
yeah.
is that I think that's why you don't remember.
but I
because
think
it's not memorable.
nobody's gonna remember it. I don't
Oh
think.
yeah,
It
I
might
mean,
make sense.
except for the core
The
people that
core
were
fans.
actually his fans, but everybody else I think is not going to remember. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
but-
think mainstream.
Probably
There,
does.
there were some people that really liked that show.
Who?
I'm pretty sure there's people that.
I just want to know one person that I know. I can't think of a person that liked them.
I know some people that did.
For
I mean,
real?
I don't. I
The
don't.
show
I,
got
didn't-
Like, you know them personally?
I don't talk to them anymore, but
Oh.
I know them.
Who?
I'm not going to name the name for the same reason.
Name
but,
them.
Nah, don't name it.
But
They're fucking clowns if they like that show, dog.
See,
But I'm on you where I think the Chappelle Show is fucking
yeah, it's-
leagues above
And I
Mind
do-
of Mencia, and
Real shit, dog.
it's
The
not
closest show
memorable
to ever get to the
Chappelle.
Chappelle Show, and this is a stretch because I almost, it's Key and Peele, dog.
no,
No, it's
That's
not.
nowhere near.
Chappelle
No.
shows
It-
by
it-
far.
You
It has
give
the
Key,
formula.
no, you give Key and Peele a lot of shit, and I'm not even saying it's as good, but
It's nowhere near, dude.
It's decent.
It has
dog.
its moments, but Dave Chappelle, I remember
Every
not being
fire, dog.
no.
dude.
Okay,
I'm-
nobody's gonna be Chappelle. I can't.
Yeah, we,
Because of who you were back then, how impressionable you were, and because how new it was. I'm telling you, you hadn't seen anything like that.
no, and I agree.
And now
I
when you
agree.
see it again, you were in agreement earlier, but
no, you
now,
misunderstood me. But that's
I think now
that's
when you
totally
see
different.
it, you're like, oh, Chappelle's done it, and it's hard for anybody to recreate that, and I don't think anybody is gonna. But Key and Peele, that startup setup skit, I think they do it all right, but it's never gonna be special. I
Yeah,
think
it might be this generation's Chappelle Show.
It's the closest to the
You could
Chappelle
say
show
that.
that of anybody that's tried.
That you're right. It might
Of
be this
people who've
generation.
been, like of people
because-
who've tried.
Because the
'Cause
people
kids-
that don't know
exactly.
Chappelle, like
Like Key and
they'll,
Peele.
they'll say Key and Peele is one of the funniest shits. One of
Nah,
it's a funny ass show to them. Like
I've heard people that like that fuck with Chappelle and like they our age that Chappelle show was the shit to them and like
no, I know, but I know those people. I'm just talking about the generation that doesn't know Chappelle, and I'm saying
We're
that Key and
getting
Peele
old,
could
dude.
be
We're
that
not the
for
young
them.
generation anymore. We're not.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not close to the young generation. Like I said, I thought fucking Shots was 2 years at max, but you're telling me it's like 4.
Oh,
it's been
We still, I think it was a
minute.
freshman or
All because remember, main
Dude, that's right.
because
mainstream
also
media
shots
doesn't-
shots
shit.
lasted a long while, like it lasted a long
ma-
time in the radio.
mainstream media doesn't target us anymore.
Yeah, we're not in the
We are not.
Yeah.
We are not young like that.
Nope.
Like young males are targeted for what? Sports, action movies, that kind of stuff is what
Our age?
they target us for. Yeah, our age,
Yeah.
mid
And I
20s.
admit,
That's
yeah.
what we are. We're mid 20s.
I'm not in the mid 20s though.
You are. You're more mid 20s than
You're
any of
older
us.
than any of us here.
You.
You look
Mid
You're the
20s
oldest
is
one.
25. I'm not there yet.
You look dirty.
You're gonna be 24, dog,
We're
in
gonna be
like 2-3
24.
months.
Yeah.
Fuck me then, dog.
You old bastard.
This one is dirty, dog.
Yeah, we're not. I understand what you're saying, but it just not like
I don't know.
Dave Chappelle is a great show.
It's just because I've heard.
See, this is not what I wanted this episode to be. I wanted to reminisce about it because of the Chappelle Show. I remember I slapped the chick in the face.
That's a proud moment for you.
Huh? It's not a problem.
Well, that's not.
I'm not
unusual
saying.
for
Look,
the time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
Slapped him?
I was in middle school.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. It's not unusual for a lot of people were getting slapped when that episode came out.
With a 5 finger
Virgin-
straight in the face.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
That's why.
That,
Some chick. I was like, "Yo, have you seen the Chappelle Show?" She's like, "No."
Oh my god!
And I'm like,
that's who it happened to. That's who it happened to. The people that did not watch the Chappelle
That
Show.
shit is funny. You should watch it. And let me tell you a little joke. And she was funny because we sat all the way to the front in history class.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude!
8th or 7th grade, I don't remember.
You did not know your.
And then she's like,
No, but that happened to a lot
and
of
she
people.
liked me, dog. Now
Yeah,
I'm
but you
thinking,
do it to
honestly,
another guy.
she liked me.
Fucking-
She liked me. I in foresight,
That's fucked up.
She liked you for
Yeah.
If she liked you, then this is fucked up. Bro.
she liked me.
She went in close.
She did. She leaned in to
She
hear
likes
like,
him.
"Hey, what's up?" And I'm like,
This
"What did
must
the
have been
five?"
so-
I'm like,
Oh
"What did
my
the 5
God,
fingers
dude.
say to the face?" And she's like, "What?"
Slap.
I slapped the shit out of her.
And you were sitting in the front.
Oh
This
my
must have been
God.
so debilitating for her because
The
it's
guy sitting
so
behind the
embarrassing.
guy behind
Dude,
him.
I just-
Especially because it's the guy that you like.
The guy
It was
imagine.
very, like, you know when they you have to
Heartbreaking.
you have to read the chapter.
Oh,
You have to
yeah.
read the chapter and then answer the questions in the end.
Yeah.
It was like we were doing that work, but it was just like we were chanting. Like I was helping.
This dude does not
That's
know
some
his
shit,
audience.
dog.
Bang.
The shit is that she started crying. I'm like, no. It was just a joke. It's funny. It's funny.
Oh my god.
And then she laughed about it. It was cool.
Did she talk to you after?
Yeah,
She liked him.
But I mean, at the time, it was just shit people were doing.
I
Like,
imagine.
What?
Never mind. No, but yeah, people were doing that a lot, dog. Like, and it happened to, like you said, the people that didn't watch the Chappelle Show. Because if you watched it, you knew what was coming.
You said
You
slap
already
and
saw it. You
block,
were like,
yeah.
no, you hear what did the 5 finger? You know what's coming,
And then
dog.
you get
And you already say, fuck that.
Yeah, you put
You
your
ready
guard
for it.
up.
But the people that didn't, they don't know. And to everybody else who watched it, they would laugh. Be like, dang, that's what just happened, dog.
No, I know a big one was the 70s show. Where
Which
they
one?
say the cancer, your hand's bigger than your face.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Smack the
if your hand's bigger than your face, yeah.
You have cancer.
And then people would
but I'm like, I wasn't out there just smacking chicks in the face. I just remember doing that. But like we were homies. Like we were friends.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. Like Chappelle Show meant a lot to me. Like. I would.
Still today.
It still means a lot to me. I quoted everything. I think honestly, and I don't want to get into race. I think Chappelle Show. I felt like it was me. This is me. This is targeted for me. And I'll bleep this out if you guys are uncomfortable. But it made me feel okay saying the word nigga. Like I remember that's where I picked it up because he says nigga like a lot in that episode. Like in every episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I thought it was just normal. You know what I mean?
Well, because
So, and this fool was my hero, like, you know.
Yeah.
So to me, I would just like, you know, I would just start saying nigga, like,
Yeah.
and I think that's where, from then on, I just picked it up, and it's like, it's normal to me, and I don't, you know, when somebody's like, oh, you can't, you're not supposed to say that, I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's like, it's normal. Because, I mean, there's no hatred behind it, like, there's no, you know, I don't mean it with no malice, it's just, to me, it's just, I think
And
that's where I
one
got
thing
it from.
That Dave Chappelle did try to do. I know he tried to desensitize the word a lot because he even had that one skit
I think he
about
was
the
just
white
being
family.
himself.
He was just being himself. And the funny thing is the controversy.
family.
Exactly. It was the white family.
Right.
He was just being, honestly, he was just being himself.
He's just being
probably.
himself.
Yeah, choosing his own
Yeah,
family.
but
And probably a slight caricature of it, but I think he was just being
But don't you
himself.
think that's why he stopped though? Because now he had a bunch of like.
Well, I think because he got too famous. Because he blew up.
Yeah, he
Hard.
was pretty freaking.
No, he was huge, but now a bunch of like if I would have met him, you know what I mean? Like I would have tried to say skits back to him, and like I could only imagine like the people he was meeting like coming up to him like, "What's up, nigga?" You know what I mean?
No, but
And he
people,
was like, "What the fuck?"
I think I remember reading a quote that he said the thing that made him the most upset is he'd be with his family or anything, and then people would
come
go,
up saying,
"I'm rich, bitch.
I'm rich," or "I'm Rick James." Bitch.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's just they're saying explicit things around.
Yeah, and he's like,
it's a
"Well,
little
that's
weird
not
for him.
cool." Yeah.
Well, no, because he didn't want to. Like, I think he wanted to keep his job and his personal life separate.
Yeah.
I mean, as a touring comic, a lot of you know what I mean. I'm pretty sure he could go from town to town and nobody would have known him.
Yeah.
And not that they didn't know him. It's like he could go to Disneyland and take his family and
He
shit.
just didn't have that fame.
And then now he's a household name. Like there's nobody that
Superstar.
like there's nobody that didn't know the Chappelle Show.
Well,
Like, his teachers know everybody.
Because Chappelle is one of the.
They still do like.
He's one of those comics that just.
Okay,
can
I
make the
think his
argument.
tour that sold out every single place they went.
Tour only, wasn't it? With
But like everybody says
He
that
didn't
Dave
have to
Chappelle
put
was just like
anybody-
a prodigy in the sense that he started when he was 17, 16 years old doing stand-up comedy, and he was funny off the bat. Like people, like he's just one of those rare talents.
I don't think he got signed quick. I don't think I don't. He's a sign.
If it wasn't for that show,
No, you wouldn't have never known it.
No.
He was in
We know
as
Screwed?
talented as he
No.
was,
You
he was in
Half
Screwed
Baked.
with
Well,
Norm.
That's
who
fine.
remembered
Yeah,
him?
yeah.
Who remembered him?
You might have known Half Baked, but that you don't.
People
Chappelle
knew
wouldn't
him
have
from
meant what
Half-Baked.
Yeah, but it wasn't like
Chappelle
Dave
wouldn't have
Chappelle's-
meant to you what he meant if
Oh,
it wasn't
yeah.
for his show.
Well, yeah, but he was that talented person that eventually it would have happened.
Because
I
if you
believe.
think
But after-
of comics, you think, especially black comics, it goes Pryor, Rock, and then after Rock, it had to be Chappelle.
You forgot Eddie Murphy.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, Eddie
Eddie
Murphy's
Murphy-
between.
Eddie Murphy's like.
Yeah, okay, yeah, my bad. Eddie Murphy's
you could've been-
after Pryor, right?
Yeah, it's Pryor, Murphy, Rock.
Rock, and then
Maybe
Chappelle,
and it's
and
going to
then
be Kevin now.
nah, not yet.
That's what they say. I don't know.
I
I'm just
thought-
saying.
Not
How about
yet.
that short
What it
guy?
said.
That's funny.
Kevin has ghostwriters. Man.
So did Chappelle.
That his voice is kind of hard to get. Kevin Hart's comedy is so
Easy to write.
it's so general
Yeah.
that anybody could write it. I could write his jokes. I could write some of his jokes.
Yeah.
I feel like because it's general. It's just he doesn't have
You feel
like
he
his
doesn't have a
his
unique
voice isn't like
But then
it pinpoints something. While Chappelle's, he's got a voice and and like his comedies.
He's always had a way of telling his story.
Right.
But I think that's the delivery's part of it, though.
Yeah.
No, his delivery has a lot to
Yeah,
do
Because
with it.
didn't
But,
Chris Rock have ghostwriters as well?
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
But I think it's delivery. But
I don't think Eddie Murphy had writers.
they were
so.
performers, dog. Like that's
Nah.
the difference. They made
That's the
Eddie
thing.
Murphy
They
only
made
had two real
jokes.
big,
Like,
huge specials.
Raw and
some people were
Delirious.
just talented at making people laugh, dude. Dave Chappelle just could
Well,
stand up.
I think it's just the gift of being
Yeah,
able
is there millions
to
of
tell
stand-ups?
stories.
Yeah, but we're talking about superstars.
That's what I'm saying. Like his talent
Because,
would eventually
I mean-
shown. I think.
No, I
Nah.
don't think so.
You don't think? You don't think he would have been?
I don't think
he would have gone into the list.
Dude,
of
after
Friars?
half baked, they gave up on him.
I don't know about giving up because they gave him the Chappelle Show. So.
Well, no, I'm talking about yeah, but that's TV. I'm talking about mainstream Hollywood. Like, hey, let's give this guy a movie. Like they said,
How about Blue Streak, bro? Isn't he on Blue Streak?
Yeah, but he's
The
not. But that's not his movie.
No,
though. That's
that's
Martin
Martin
Lawrence,
Professor.
dog.
The Martin. Okay,
Martin Professor.
I think
up there?
you
People
have
like
the
comics?
you think I have the feeling or I have the understanding or what I'm getting from you is that
I think-
talent is undeniable and because of his talent is so
Yes,
great,
yeah.
he would have been great.
And
I don't
I-
think so. I
Not
think
And
Yeah.
Half Baked was ahead of its time.
no, I think it's a cool comedy. That's just what it
Well,
is.
a cool comedy is that it was ahead of its time,
Nah,
and
I
that's
think
why
it's just-
later
it's not-
generations.
no, because
cool comedy is just something
because
that catches on
Kevin
later
Smith
on.
has cold comedies and they're not ahead of his time. They're just they have their niche of people, dog.
I think you just like talking shit. I think
I'm not
No,
talking
he's not
shit.
He's just saying that there is a niche.
Is it being a cold comedy
It's-
negative?
well,
if
no, I think about the head of its
technically
time.
Trolls 2 is a cult comedy.
What?
Trolls 2?
What the fuck, Trolls 2
You
is,
don't
dude?
watch the greatest movie ever rolled or whatever?
the Doug Benson movie?
Oh no, I'm trying to think of. There was a documentary on the worst movie ever.
No.
No, I didn't see it.
But cold comedies is
I think cold comedies is something that just does not do huge
They-
box office
they
numbers,
have their
and then
select fan base. That's low.
and because of VHS or now Netflix or something, they just people still watch them and like
Word of
they're
mouth also.
yeah, word of mouth. People just fuck with it. Like That's just what cold comedies
They're
are.
not necessarily ahead of their time.
Yeah, it's not that it was ahead of its time. It's not like Tron or whatever. Like, they were doing shit that...
Tron's ahead of his time.
Yeah, like that. Oh shit! Like nobody in that era should have been doing. Or
Star Wars is ahead of
they were
its time.
they were pushing boundaries. I think it's more of a. It caught on later on. It just didn't catch on when it came out.
It's a dope stoner movie, dog.
It's a great one. Yeah.
It's fucking funny.
No, but like what I'm
But he's not on
because there's so many other comics that are great, but they're just not. They don't have superstar status.
Like who? Cat Williams?
So you think?
Fuck Cat Williams.
Yeah, I never liked
No, you did like his stand up.
I didn't love it.
It's not that he fell off. He was a superstar. He was selling arenas too. But the thing is, a lot of and you could read this article and you can even see yourself. A lot of comics that hit superstardom, they burn out because fame's a bitch, dog.
Well, because the problem, like I think they even talk about it in 30 Rock with Tracy Morgan.
Well, Tracy Morgan's not a superstar.
But it's a spoof of supposedly he's a comedian that flares out is because they stop connecting to, because being a comedian is like you kind of live on that depressing / my life's shit. You can't really be successful as a comedian.
No, I think you're just not life is shit. I think
that's just shit.
You're
But
saying
you're connected more to the common man.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Because it's like my life is shit. It's just depressing comedy, dog.
No, but I think Dave Chappelle got into the realm where he wasn't even close to that anymore. So he was like, "Oh fuck!" Like,
but Chappelle's never been my
his
life comedy, dog.
Yeah,
no, but he's talked about you remember the crackhead baby.
Yeah, but that's not my life is shit, dog. That's just saying.
But also,
that's social commentary.
Okay,
he's social commentary on DC, which is fucked up.
But the more money you get, it's like when they
think what you're saying
when they say
is
good-looking people can't be comedians. Do you understand that? They say if you're good-looking, people just think you're an asshole. Mm-hmm. They don't really think that you're that funny.
I've never heard that, or
I've heard that.
I heard that, but that's not true.
Okay, name like
who's up there?
Tim Cook's a good-looking comedian.
I don't think he's funny though.
Okay, well that's because that's
different though.
Comedy's subjective,
and in general, okay. But what I'm saying, but what I'm saying in general, guys don't like.
And you don't like him because he's good-looking, dog. Because you probably don't feel like you're as good-looking as him.
He's actually a super.
No, it's not that.
Nice guy,
but you understand what I'm saying. Like, there's a common consensus.
You have the right idea of.
There's a common consensus.
If you're not touching with you can't make people laugh if you can't relate to them. If you're like, oh, doesn't it suck to have all this money?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, doesn't it suck that you don't know where to park your Ferrari?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Oh, the valet costs $20. That's bullshit, right? You just stop hitting with the comment. They don't they're not fucking.
Unless you're mocking that, but that's a different thing. But then again, you're in touch with them because you feel like fuck, that's not a problem, no.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's the same thing, yeah.
And I think that's all. I think that shit does happen. But there is an article about like a lot of. It's just I think it's because everybody. I mean, and this is I'm not saying this on basis of nothing. I don't know. Like 800 hours worth of Stitcher could tell you that I listen to a lot of other podcasts. Not ours, and most of them are comedy and like comedy history and people that come and talk about comedy. And they're saying like there's two comedy worlds. There's the white, and then there's the black. And like the black people, or I don't say black people. Okay, black people like raise their comedians really fast and really up, like really quick. You know, and like, if you could kill in a black audience, they're gonna take you everywhere. Like they're gonna take you like all the way to the top, and sometimes they could take you all to the top, and then you'll burn out fast. And you know, I think, and that's what happens a lot of times. And then because and if you could and the people that not only because there's a lot of people that are just for the black the black audience.
Yeah.
There's a lot of black comics or a lot of white right that is just for the black audience, and they don't get all the other audiences, and those other ones that could cross over and could get the white everybody else. Those are the ones that become superstars, and then it just kind of like
the mainstream.
It becomes mainstream. It becomes
So are you trying to say that the
become
fans end up not liking the people that cross over into the mainstream?
I think they become the Macklemore of comedy. Because
Okay, but what I'm saying is, do you think that the black community, once they rise the star up, but then they see that he's
he's
actually
not one of ours anymore.
Yeah,
he's not us.
He's playing to a white crowd or
Yeah.
to a different ethnicity.
Well, it's not that he's playing. It's just like, oh, he's not one of us anymore. Like,
Exactly.
he's not
So
one
you
of
think
ours.
that they detach themselves?
They don't
from
detach
him.
themselves. He becomes too big for him, for
Well, you
himself,
say
and then he
he's playing
burns
too
out.
big, but I understand what you're saying. But the underlying point is that you feel that with the black comic, they have potential to rise up. But if they even show that they're branching out,
Well, no,
to
because
grab
not all black.
another
Because not all black comics. There's black comics that play for white audiences exclusively.
I know.
They don't do black clubs because there's black clubs, there's white
I
clubs.
know,
and
but
that's
do
where,
they not do black clubs because they're not accepted?
No, because their material is not for like they don't. You know what I mean? Like their material is not geared towards a black audience. It's not going to hit.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So are you saying
Nick
that...
Cannon's one of those dudes. You see Nick Cannon's special?
Uh-huh.
Everybody in the audience is white. There's not one black person in the audience. Like his whole comedy is for white people. That's who gets him. Like that's the people who are like, oh, this dude's
So what's the
Music
difference
is
between,
everything.
his music. I mean, like white people just fuck with Nick Cannon.
what is the difference between white and black comedians? Then you're going to make that point.
Their
here.
material.
Material. It's
Oh, I thought.
it's
So are you saying
how you relate.
Yeah,
like
but
how you
that
relate
goes
to
back
it.
to
comedy-
talking
comedy.
about a niche market. If you're saying that the black community is a niche that they only accept, but I don't even think that's true anymore.
I didn't say they only accept.
Well, if you think
Because-
about it in terms
Because look
of
at Childish Gambino.
That's music.
Donald Glover.
No, Donald Glover. I think he plays to both a white and a black
He doesn't
audience.
do black crowds.
he does.
He doesn't?
He's not accepted by the black community.
Oh, okay, see, I
They
didn't
call
know
him
that.
white all the time. That's all his music is. The struggle of is he really black?
I
Because the white people are the only ones who like him.
This is let's think about it. If you think about it in movies,
Mhm.
there's movies that are specifically targeted for black audiences.
Yeah,
Medea.
Medea.
Best Man Holiday.
Mm-hmm. And then there's some movies that
Is
are
it
targeted.
not?
There's some movies that are targeted for black audience, but they just hit mainstream, like Friday, for
Yeah.
example. And then there are movies that are they're not really targeted for black people. They're just targeted for other audiences, and I think that's what he's trying to say.
So Chappelle Show would be considered the Friday.
Yes, because it was for them, but it just shot up.
But
Because
it was so popular and
comedy-
it
funny.
was just so. It was yeah.
So I mean, Comedy Central was like, oh, now we got the urban market, but then it became like, no, we have all the market because everybody fuck with it.
Because
Yeah.
he became everybody's. Hey, this is my black friend.
Yeah,
So now it's okay for me to say these things
he
because
was.
it's on a show, and that's what he was. That's why he was so. That's like I'm not gonna say that's the only reason he was so popular.
No.
Because his shit is fucking funny, but that has to do a lot with it. That it allowed people, and this is part of why he didn't like it towards the end. It
Because
allowed
he
people
felt-
to be like
Crossband.
It gave him
ignorant.
the black
ignorant
pass.
about
because it was like they got
Like-
that
like-
supposed black pass.
So like with
I
Nestor,
hate
what he
when
was
I would
saying.
hate when people. Well, I say nigga, yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Right,
It's
but-
essentially that
audience.
phenomenon.
Well, I like to think that I'm not racist. But
Yeah.
the people who are blatantly racist and say, "Oh, it's okay, I have a black friend," that's a bullshit excuse. You can't just be an asshole and a racist and then just go like, "Oh no, it's cool." You know what I mean?
Well,
And I
that's
think-
the thing.
And I think that's what the Chappelle Show. Like, people felt like, "No, it's cool. I really love the Chappelle Show. I can say whatever the
see
fuck
what you're
I
saying.
want."
I see
Like,
what
look,
you're saying.
my black friend
That it
agrees
made
with me.
it made people like
Well, trust
obvious
me.
about their ignorance. It was
And,
like,
and,
oh, okay,
and this
whatever.
is me, like, you know, like, and this is me quoting the Chappelle Show. Goes, people, if you repeat anything like fucking Bill Bixby said out in public, that shit could be taken the wrong
That's hate
way.
speech. It's
That's,
hate
well,
speech.
it's hate. Yeah, it's,
I mean,
But the,
for us, it's comedy, right? And it's still like it's
Because
funny
of the
because you
irony
could
of it.
the irony of him actually
Right.
being black.
So
But if you're out there and say it and you mean it, or
well, yeah,
there's
that's
some people
just
that found it funny because they
because
agree
they,
with it.
yeah, because they thought that he was okay. I see what you're saying.
yeah,
That they were agreeing with it. They're like, oh, that's funny, not because it was ironic,
right.
because okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
And I think he explained it in that Oprah interview where he's like, people felt like they got a pass to, like, because I think he was making they were doing a racial sketch and he's like, the white sound guy just kept laughing during the takes. But in a laugh where he wasn't laughing with me,
Exactly.
he was laughing at me. Like,
I see what you're saying.
you know what I mean? So he felt like he was making this.
He was becoming a minstrel in the sense, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, he was becoming a jester.
Yeah, and he was like, well, this is not what the fuck I signed up for. I was making comedy because he's funny. And he
I think he was just like, he felt like he was like,
You're selling out.
no.
No,
I think he was selling out that he was becoming like
He fucking turned down
he was
$50
getting
million.
laughs
He's not
for the
selling
wrong
out.
reason from certain audience members.
Yeah.
And that kind of turned it off for him. He's like, well, I don't want to fuel
'cause-
that ignorance.
It's like
Well, his whole comedy is about fuck that. Like, you know what I mean?
like this is stupid. If you think this way, you're stupid.
Yeah.
Exactly.
you
But people
know.
weren't getting that, and that's what fueled him to say,
It's
you know
like-
what? Cut this show because I'm literally like...
It's like what Jesselnick said in one interview where he's like, he feels uneasy when he says a joke and people laugh for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Well, when they agree with him, because a
Yeah,
lot of the shit he
because
says is kind of
It's
like,
like,
oh,
you're
fuck.
not supposed
Or like
to...
Stephen Colbert when he...
Yeah, you're not supposed to agree with me. You're supposed to be like,
This is the
This-
most retarded or the...
this
not
is
retarded,
this
but-
is like the comedy's supposed to be in the fact that
Sorry, Ron.
this is stupid. Like you shouldn't.
He's
be
making
this way.
fun of
Yeah.
those people.
It's satire.
Exactly.
I like
It's satire and irony. Those are.
I don't think
those,
Colbert says anything outrageous.
those are the
He does.
titles.
Yeah, he does. That's
He
not...
ridicules like
Okay, yeah, ridicule.
Because he pretends to
He-
be
he is
Republican.
satire, dog.
Yeah, he
That
is
is satire.
That's like the
He
oldest
plays the ultimate.
Hardcore Republican.
talkers
Right.
But he shows the fact that if you're just that
But he's
hardcore,
actually conservative, which is funny because he's a conservative playing a liberal who's actually conservative.
Yeah, because he's a Sunday school teacher and.
Well, he's
all that.
Catholic, but he's still conservative. Like he's a super. I don't know. I think
is-
it's
it
a
is.
funny.
in his own like that's his actual. He's an actual.
In his
conservative
real
a lot.
self,
Yeah.
yes.
I thought he was
Like you-
conservative.
but he's not
No.
extreme conservative.
No.
He's not extreme.
Obviously, he
conservative.
wouldn't be saying this shit.
Exactly. He's leaning.
He's out.
He leans more
he's,
to the
he's
left.
conservative,
He leans more to the
but he knows
conservative
what he's
side.
doing.
Yeah,
He's just because you're a point doesn't mean you're not going to shit on it.
exactly.
Because the shitting on it is that's the joke of it, dog.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because it's like you said, like Nestor said, it's a conservative playing a liberal
Who's really conservative?
who's really conservative. Because the joke is like, hey, there's two jokes in it. There's the joke that like people think there's these crazy people out here, and this is the liberal perception of what they are, and that's not all of them, you know. It's a joke on two because it's like the Republican be like, look at this is what liberals think of us.
Yeah,
And the liberals are like, like that's how they really are, and that's the two-sided joke of it.
yeah.
But that's just for Steven. I think what Chappelle did was the fact that it was like, you dog, you shouldn't think this way.
Exactly. You shouldn't
The
think
people
this
that
way.
think this is dumb,
Yeah,
dog. Like,
Exactly.
And not all sketches. Obviously, there was like sketches where he took a dump in slow motion.
No, but
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that shit was fucking hilarious.
The crap.
Did we get to everybody's
that's the
favorite skit?
silliness. Like that's
That's the
think
silly.
Juan
Yeah.
and you-
there's some silliness. Like those silliness things, those make me laugh because that's just universal. Like it's just silly, dog. It's funny.
Wow.
I don't know, man.
Oh, the
There's
Tupac
nobody
one,
I
dog?
can't go. See,
Huh?
Tupac one was season 3,
I like the Tupac one.
What's the Tupac one?
where he hears Tupac in the
Like-
club.
1993.
That one's not as
So,
memorable.
yeah, I don't remember those. Like I know,
I know the one he's talking about. Taking a dump in slow motion. And he fucking
Yeah,
blows
but that
up
was
and flies.
how everything
That's
was
fucking
epic in
hilarious,
slow
dog.
motion.
he's walking in the club in slow motion. He steps over some bitch.
Yeah.
He jumps over.
Oh
to the
yeah,
cliff.
nah. The I keep it real ones are fucking.
Yeah, I
hilarious.
keep it real. Oh,
Dude, I keep
dude.
it real.
Stop playing on my phone. I playing on my phone.
I keep it real became pop culture, like that phrase, because of him.
Yeah.
And now people say that shit now, and they don't know
Yeah.
why they say it. There's some
They don't
people
know
that
why they say it.
I
That's
keep
true.
it real, and some people don't even know about those skits,
Yeah.
but that's why.
Nah, fuck that. I keep it real.
Now he's washing windows, but he kept it real.
Nigga, one time I got kids to feed.
What you want me to shuck and jive for you?
Wu Tang forever. Wu Tang.
I'm from the streets, I keep it real.
Or the one where he did with John Mayer.
I fucking love that one's fucking. Dog, I
White
fucking
people
love that
versus
guy's
black people in
robot,
music?
dog.
Zap.
The fool that does the robot and does the eyes up. Fool.
Yeah.
Epic, dog.
No, what was the other one? The Zap?
Oh yeah.
You just got zapped.
Oh, his prank show?
Yes,
They're robbing a bank.
No, dude, when he's playing
Your parents are dead.
PlayStation with the dying kid.
You could tell your
Call
friends,
the nurse! Call the nurse!
you could tell your friends you got your monkey ass whooped in singing Streams by Dave Chappelle.
He's like, oh wait, I think he's really hurt. Nurse, come in here.
I'm killing you.
Oh shit! And the kids all fucking.
But there's just little things you could say to people who, as soon as you say it,
Yeah,
and
from our age, yeah.
age group, even the generation, I
Or
think
just
it goes
people that were
above
around
and
during
beyond.
the time.
You say, 5 biggest rappers in the world, Dylan.
It's all about the spit hot fire.
I spit hot fire.
Dylan
You
became
know
somebody
exactly.
because of that show.
Well, did he? I mean, I don't think he's a rapper. He's
No, in the
fucking
sense that
relevant.
he's like,
No,
It'll just be
as
memorized.
his name is still being said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's like no one knows who like
The making
his
of the
music
band,
or-
dude. The making of the
Like
band.
no, but you remember
won't.
that
I
motherfucker's
need y'all to
name?
go to Brooklyn and give me some fucking sugar cookies.
Like if you say I spit hot fire, people
Yeah.
will laugh, dog.
People know
that
exactly.
watch the show,
Yeah.
they will laugh, dog.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Like at school, you know, in college. Well, I'm not in college anymore, but you can say a quote, even the smallest one, and everybody knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
You the rest of it.
Yeah, because it's just. I think that's one of the ones that are going to define our generation.
Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to say before. You're like, well, there's Monty Python, and this one's not. It's good.
No, I agree. But I agree with you when you said this.
Right.
This is our Monty Python. This is our whatever. That's our generation's like comedy wise. That's us.
Yeah,
Because
I
it
think
popped off during our time,
Dude, your dog.
and
is
that's
just making
what it is.
noises.
Huh?
He's
You can hear it?
But he has his eyes open.
Nah.
Oh, it's because it's pinned.
Oh,
His skin's pinned.
Okay.
Yeah, his eyes
This
should be
dude
closed.
just looking at me and
when
snoring.
when he gets into those violent sleeps, he starts shaking and twitching.
So
And,
he's
That
dreaming.
reminds
yeah, he just dreams.
like that heavy breathing reminds me of next Friday when Day Day's describing Sweet D dog or
Yeah.
Let's cook it with all the chocolate chip and the wrapper.
Well, I think that's an hour of us just saying how our take on the Chappelle Show, our take a little bit on comedy, our take about
So
what this show meant to
is
us.
everybody saying thumbs up on the Chappelle Show?
Definitely.
This was like a, oh man, yeah,
Thumbs in the middle.
thumbs all the fucking way up.
Thumbs in the middle.
I wish I had 2 more thumbs. Like,
Give those titties 4 thumbs down.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I wish I had two more hands.
Fuck your couch.
You think
That show gave Charlie Murphy a fucking
Darkness.
Charlie Murphy,
relevancy, dog.
Charlie Murphy will become a stand-up after
Dude,
that.
before like
But Charlie Murphy stories are awesome.
Charlie Murphy stories, yeah.
You think
Cocaine's a
they're
hell of a drug.
You think they're true?
But just Chappelle Show could just
Because his brother
take
come out and
those
say them
stories, take those
why'd you
stories to
slap me?
a whole nother level, dog.
That was a week ago.
Because I've heard Charlie Murphy stories after that, and they're funny, but they're not as funny as the
Nah,
fucking
he's
way
funny,
Dave Chappelle.
dog.
No, I know. I'm not taking it away. I'm saying they're not as funny as when Dave Chappelle did some shit with it, dog.
The
He
stand-up
can't.
is like
He
whatever.
can't. Nah, it's all right.
Exactly.
I mean, it's
Black
not
kid that
Eddie
beat him
Murphy,
up or
it's
whatever.
not-
That shit makes me laugh too, but I could just imagine when Dave Chappelle could done with
I
that.
thought he
dog.
can't.
That was a week ago. That was
He
my
can't
favorite part.
disrespect Eddie's house. You thought he would stop? Wrong. I love it because he just puts his eyes all. He goes all big and he goes, wrong.
I should have never gave you niggas money.
He's like, you know, Eddie's one of those cats who was like, I just started wailing on his legs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, darkness is
Darkness.
Darkness
Darkness
is-
is a brewing.
you black magic motherfuckers.
Dude, Chappelle Show is the shit. Dude, even when he had
It's
the
because those
the
insults
prince,
he uses are fucking
Oh,
funny.
the
dog.
prince, shoot the J, shoot the J.
Glasses.
Nah, dog, I like the one where they talking about the fight over the Jays. It's like where they stepped on his shoes. It was the battle of the whatever Foot Locker.
That was one of my favorite ones. Y'all need to cook up cocaine with baking soda. That was just got AKs and shit.
Yeah.
I like
But his supporting cast, the people that like came out of the skits, were awesome too. Like,
Was right.
It's because them as supporting is dope.
and then all those fools, like I think they gave Ashley Larry, that dude, they gave him his own show. BT.
Dude, what was
No,
the
But he's nobody
Like,
without.
the
nah.
real world?
Mad Real
The
World.
Mad
dog.
Real World.
Oh,
Tron,
dude.
dig. The homie Tyrone.
I fuck Kylie Turner.
Hey, Katie. Hey, Katie got some big old
I didn't fuck Katie. Yes, you did, Tron.
Oh, correction. I did fuck Katie.
I fuck Katie too. That bitch got some big old titties.
What the fuck you mean, y'all people? And then they
Oh, yeah,
stab
but
the
he's like, I got work. What did he say? He's like, I got work. Can't you people keep it quiet?
They stabbed the dad because he's looking at me.
Oh, yeah.
He's just looking at me.
I just
Why
like-
is he looking at me like that?
I like when
Oh
they
shit,
clean
now
the
he's doing
knife.
it to me. After the night?
Yeah, the knife.
Lysol, dog. The homie Lysol has
Oh, they're playing craps in the fucking sidewalk?
That's why I love Tron, dog. I just want this baby. Tron is the richest man in America.
I just bought this truck cash. I got enough cigarettes for me and my family for the rest of our lives. I'm rich, bitch!
And then Tron pays the fucking white reporter lady to like start dancing.
Oh, that's
For a
right.
lap dance, yeah.
For a lap dance?
Oh man,
That shit is awesome.
that white reporter that he does is funny too because he also comes out in
The wife swap? Remember the wife swap?
White
Oh.
swap.
This bitch got a lightsaber. Bitch, I was playing with your lightsaber.
I like 50. The kid is like, I like 50 Cent. I'm from the streets.
You nigga.
And then he
You
drives
get the
off.
fuck out.
Now, what's the one where he tells his kid, it's like,
Come on,
oh,
dog.
why you gonna rap to your mom?
Nick Cannon, dog.
Is that Nick Cannon?
Dude,
Yeah.
I fucking love that shit. Nick Cannon is so hilarious.
Daddy, Nick ain't hilarious.
Man, fuck Nick Cannon.
I'm broke, Nick.
You think this is a game?
Nah, y'all forgetting a big one, dog. When
Which
he
one?
didn't host. Wayne Brady hosted.
Oh, dude, the Wayne Brady
Is Wayne
one.
Brady gonna have
Oh.
Choke a bitch? Dude, that one.
It's a training day, fool.
My mom's never gonna believe it.
That
I
episode,
fucking love that training day parody.
that
fool.
episode alone was like a thing
I didn't know
in
you get
itself.
wet.
Oh, the setup of like him talking to the people, yeah.
Oh, dude, that was funny. The Wayne Brady one. I forgot about
White
that.
people love Wayne Brady. No, I also like Paul Mooney's.
Say,
The
thank you,
reviews.
Chappelle, that I ain't
The
killing
Black
you.
Man reviews. The what was it? The
Ain't that some shit?
shit. The Last Samurai.
He's like the Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, the Mexican with Brad Pitt. Next thing you know, they're gonna make the last nigga on earth starring Tom Hanks. And just because it's like they would use Tom Hanks, dog. This shit made me laugh, dog.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that show.
Wayne
was
Brady
classic.
makes Malcolm X look like Brian Gumble. I like Paul Mooney. Or isn't there Ask a Gay Dude too?
Mm-hmm. With
Ant? Is it Ant?
It's
Was
that.
it? Yeah, probably Ant.
It's that cat. That I think he's a Hispanic cat or Italian cat or something.
No.
Yeah,
it's
Ant.
Ant.
It's Ant.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Where D. Snyder was like, is it with D. Snyder? Oh no, D. Snyder is Ask a Black Dude. Is it true that all black dudes are hung? And then Paul Mooney's like, they believe it. Paul Mooney's stand up is the shit. I like Paul Mooney.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many good episodes.
Or when that guy is the making of the band, or they're trying to make him into a rapper. The white guy.
What?
I'm trying to remember.
The only rapper one is
white guy.
MC Fisticuffs, dog.
To my left hand up.
I need some treble. Put some treble in it. Put some treble. That's my word, treble. Put some treble in it. What? And then before,
I like when it goes at the end. He's like, that shit stuck with me for a long time. We out here doing real gangster shit, fucking bitches with no condoms. Dude, that shit stuck with me with my
Dude, the
life.
fucking, I can't believe the Knee-High Street, or what was it called? The Sesame Street episode?
Yeah.
Oh, the crab.
Dude.
Dude.
Snoop on it?
Oh my
I
god.
beat my
Dick
dick
like it owes me money.
yeah.
Oh, dude.
No, I'm like one of the dope skits too, where he goes like, what if the internet was like the mall?
yeah.
That's a dope skit.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was like when in 08.
Hey, body, 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 body.
Well, because it got the essence of the internet right, dog.
Yeah.
During the time where all those fucking Trojans and shit were coming out
Yeah.
and fucking your shit up.
You want to see two pieces fucking shit?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, shit. I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, what other show can you think of? Like, and these are skits not from an episode. This shit's so like, you know what I mean? I can't think of another show where, whoa,
Dude, and like
like
another thing that like that shit to this day people still say, and they probably don't know why, is when you take a shot and you're like, Kobe.
Oh yeah.
nah, but people, I
That's
think people
Chappelle, dog. Like,
really, I felt like people
but
said that
no,
before.
no, it was the trash can because of the condom.
Yeah, no, I understand
No,
where
he
the
just
joke's
threw-
from.
but people didn't say Kobe.
The
Like,
inflection wasn't there.
like,
Maybe the inflection, but
and
I
because
remember
no one
people
called
going like,
No one
Kobe.
called a shot. Like,
no one called their shot saying Kobe. Like,
Yeah, it was always Jordan.
hey, maybe they say no. Maybe they say Jordan. Maybe after, but no one said it like that. Like
Yeah.
Kobe, and that was Chappelle, dog. And now a lot of people say that shit, Kobe, and they say it just like that. And that just goes to show you that the fucking
Influence.
the influence that shit has,
I
dog.
still having you.
man, I had the seasons, and I won't take them to high school, and my teachers would let me play them and shit. Like my teachers would let me set up the TV
DVD.
and the DVD, and we would play we'd order pizza, and then we'd send like a group of friends to go pick up the pizza from the front of the school. Then they just run, you know what I mean, through whatever classroom we were at. We'd all just chill, watch Chappelle Show, and that was all we had in common. We just watched reruns of the Chappelle Show during lunch and shit while eating pizza. We gave the teacher was like, "Fuck it, I don't have to pay lunch today. These fools got it."
yeah.
Like a Jewish teacher would let us do it, but we didn't. I didn't understand. Like I didn't know like Jewish customs, so we would buy pizza with pepperoni, and we didn't get why the fuck he'd take off his pepperoni. We're like, what the fuck? He's like, no, I can't eat this shit.
Yeah.
And we didn't get it. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're vegan? Nah, I'm not vegan. Like, what do you?
Not kosher, G.
It's
Like,
just
what
wasn't kosher.
Gay.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah. Well, I think that we've
Yeah, it's
I think we're good.
we've paid our ode to the love of Chappelle.
A little caveat for the listeners out there. Don't let the younger generations fuck up. So make sure to show them the Chappelle Show, yo.
They're all.
I got anybody who listens to this. I think people who listen to this are really more gonna go back in memory lane and like remember it
It's your job.
instead of.
Penny Lane, bro?
I don't think anybody who's listening to this hasn't seen the Chappelle Show, but if they have,
Not.
definitely check it out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If not, just
And show your kids.
remember the good old days.
Show your kids.
I'm like, I read somewhere it's like if you were a millionaire, I'd offer the Chappelle Show all my money so he could do it again. But I think that's gonna be a way. Well, it'd just be awesome to have.
Did
more.
you want to do another review for the following week, or
for the following week?
yeah? Because technically, this technically was your review of Chappelle, right, from last week.
Well, not really, but whatever.
Okay, well then choose
something else.
then choose the review.
You want me to review something for next week?
Yeah, for next week. Oh well, it would be 2 weeks. You know what we're doing.
I'm gonna review Arthur's reviews. I'm gonna see like what
You could do that.
his
You could do
choices, and I'm just gonna shit on them.
So it is the Lorax and Wilfred Pine.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Jizz?
I know it's just putting like a
Jizz?
it'll probably be a movie. Jesus, ugh, disgusting ass dude.
Why did it take you so long for you to sit in, though?
Cult
movies. We talked about cult movies. Dazed and Confused, maybe. I love that
Dazed and
movie.
Confused? Okay.
Or let's just talk about movies. The perfect day, because Dazed and Confused is a perfect day in Texas. You know what I mean?
Day in the life?
A day in the life, a perfect day in the life movie. Like Friday is maybe not a perfect day, but day in the life
This is just day in the life.
in
So,
Chicago.
We each choose a different day in the
Chicago,
life.
Los Angeles, dude. South Central.
Barbershop is not in South Central.
You said
said-
Friday.
I said,
Yeah, Friday.
didn't I say barbershop?
No.
Barbershop's in Detroit, regardless.
Think if you would,
I think isn't barbershop in
It's
Chicago?
in Detroit.
I don't
I
know
thought
what
it was
barbershop
Chicago.
is.
It's
Who
Detroit.
drank my apple juice?
But I know you said Friday.
Oh my bad. Well, Friday is a day in the life.
Yeah, day in the
Yeah, just you said they left Chicago. That's what threw us off. Like,
Oh my bad.
Sorry, guys.
I honestly I was thinking barbershop, but okay.
So we're all gonna do a different movie, or do you have?
I
a
was just
set
gonna say a
list?
day in the life. Dazed and Confused, but that's. I mean, you could
Do you
do
want to?
whatever.
Okay, so
Can we just do Dazed and Confused then? So
We could do
for
Dazed and
solidarity.
Confused for sure.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so that's a week. This is Nestor.
Adrian.
And Arthur.
Was that Juan?
Yeah, that was my name. Juan.
Well, I thought I was like, okay, Juan. Just like make sure that people know your name.
Juan. Juan.
So that was Juan, right? Okay.
Juan. Juan.
Oh,
Juan.
and I don't think I've said this.
Juan.